Bitch, I ain't sleep. No, what's up, y'all? Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020. The time right now is 10:44. This is Life Through a Microscope. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about why people steal and hit licks, and particularly the ones on their jobs, you know, and why I don't fault them for stealing and hitting a lick. Because society, when you really look about it, when you really think about it, y'all force a motherfucker to do this shit, man. You know, I can't get mad at a person because they don't want to and sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You know, you got the ones that always sit up here brag about, girl, I make $50,000 on my job, or, you know, dude, yeah, I put in $100,000 a year. Yeah, but you ain't got $100,000 in the bank. You living paycheck to paycheck, homie. Ladies, you know, again, I don't fault you for hitting that lick when you got these companies that's bringing in hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, if not possibly billion, because they're all billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar companies. And again, me personally, if I were a judge, I wouldn't hold you accountable for that, because I would have to look at life through this microscope and see, you know what, man, maybe that motherfucker was forced to do this, because they might be making $2,000 a week. That's $100,000 a year for y'all, for those of y'all who can't add really, or whatever, or who skipped Miss Blumberg class and know a day, you know, our LD class, you know. But anyway, I'm just playing though. But look, you know, $2,000 a week, you know, a person make, they put in $100,000 a year annually, and they barely got even 20, 30,000 saved up in the bank, because every time you turn around, bills coming. FP&L ain't trying to hear that shit. The water companies ain't trying to hear that shit. Mortgage companies not trying to hear that shit. Car companies, though, who you lease and rent your cars from, or financial cars, they not trying to hear nothing, man. Those people want their money every month. So again, you got to understand, like I said, if I were a judge, I would use the duress signal to say that this person was somewhat forced to do this. Now, I'm not saying go out and hit licks on your job. I ain't saying that, because everybody, not me. Because when I was younger, I took that opportunity, because I'm a very opportunist type person, and I was just looking at all the money that that these places were making, and I'm like, man, they got a nigga busting their ass every motherfucking day. It's like I'm barely getting by. I'm getting up like a fucking robot every single day, waking up, going here, doing the same repetitiveness shit every single day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. And then when you check your little savings or whatever the case may be, it ain't yit in them. Shit. And yit means shit in Opalaka term. We say yit. But it ain't nothing in there. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So me, I could talk about it now. I already got kidnapped for this shit. So I could pretty much talk about this now. So, you know, so all you snitching bitches that want to go tell, oh, y'all heard what he said? You know, bitch, you ain't heard what I said, because I don't do it no more. But, no, but, you know, it all jokes aside, man, people are tired, man. People is tired of being broke. A motherfucker tired of struggling, working every single day, 6 days a week, 5 days a week. Then with this coronavirus shit that's going on right now, that don't make it no better, because you got everything closed. And then you got these companies portraying to make it seem like they're not going to shut down, or they're not going to charge you, or they're going to delay repossession and foreclosure and all that bullshit, whatever the case may be. And that's simply a fucking lie. You got the people that the phone companies saying that they're going to postpone cutting your phones off. That's a fucking lie, because they're cutting people's shit off left and right. Again, congressmen, congresswomen, senators, the president of the United States, POTUS, people around the world, business owners particularly, who I'm talking about, y'all need to start paying these people a little more money, man. You know, where they don't live a paycheck to paycheck. The same way how you can give an athlete, the same exact way how you can give an athlete a big bonus up front before that bitch even shot a basketball or threw a touchdown pass or threw a first punch or whatever the case may be, and you get them like maybe, let's just say 5% of what the actual contract is, and you give them a couple of million up front, so they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You could do that same shit with your employees. Here's a prime example. You have a company that has let's say 100 employees, out of those 100 employees, it's only costing you, the business owner, maybe $3 million annually. So if you got $3 million annually to pay these employees, I'm pretty sure you can get and or have another $3 million where you can like give a bitch a upfront bonus. So in other words, you got a couple of employees that's making let's say $40,000 a year. You can get that same employee an advance of $40,000 upfront, which means in that first year they're gonna pull in $80,000. So they got $40,000 in the bank. Don't you know that you still won't be hurting? You as a company, you still ain't gonna be hurt because you're gonna make the money. Because the employee is gonna make certain, and what they're gonna do is put some in that employee head. They're gonna be like, shit, man, that shows appreciation. So that shows that I'm gonna make sure I bust my ass for this company because look what they did. Ain't nobody else do this before. So now I got me $40,000 in the bank, or street term like you got like your bands. You got 40,000 bands in the bank or whatever the case may be, and you're still getting paid every week. Let's just say between $700 to $800, $900 a week. You ain't gonna be hurting no more. You understand? These companies, the company owners, y'all still, cause you still gonna be able to make your yacht payments and your private jet payments and all that shit there. You still gonna be pay these employees, man. Pay these people, man. Cause you gotta put yourself in their shoes. And you want to get mad and want to try to bring up charges on certain people that probably steal from the company or whatever the case may be. But if you was in their shoes, you would honestly, actually, if not already have done, do the exact same thing what they've done. You forced them. You forced them to hit that lick on you. You know, you forced them to survive the best way they could. Get your ass back to work. Get on and do it. Do this, do that, do that, whatever. Okay, yeah. When you call, so another employee don't come. You call, guess who show up? That same hard-working ass employee that you don't want to fucking pay. That once a year bonus shit on Christmas, you give a bitch maybe $2,000, $3,000 a year or whatever. But in the meetings, you want to talk about annually what we did this quarter. Like a certain person that I know that work at a hospital, you know, they brag about how much money they made annually. Not annually, but quarterly. We pulled in $100 million this year, this quarter, y'all. Give yourselves a hand. $100 million, bitch. Shit, I ain't got a penny of that motherfucker. And I'm the reason that you got some of that $100 million, because I work in collections. I'm the main one I keep calling these motherfuckers to get y'all money from these insurance companies, from the patients, or all these other people that owe you. But yet you want to brag and throw on mush in my face that you made $100 million and bitch, I'm struggling. I can't blame that person for hitting that lick. I can't. As a judge, I swear to God on my kids and everything I love, I would not blame that person for hitting that lick, man, or stealing from that job. Again, I'm not telling you to steal. I'm not telling you to do that because everybody don't have the guts to do that. I'm just simply saying I won't and I cannot blame you for taking that opportunity when the opportunity came for you to be able to get yourself ahead in life. That's all I'm simply saying. So don't be coming to me and telling me I told the motherfucker to go steal and all that shit there, because I didn't. And if you did, I wouldn't give a fuck, you know? Like when my company start, you know, I'm gonna make certain that it's all about psychological. It's all a psychological game. I'm gonna make certain that my employees have nothing in this world ever. First of all, I'm gonna kill that word employee because I hate the word employees. Or you work for me. No. We work together. Because if I didn't have you, I won't have nothing. And that's what these employers need to start looking at as your employees as not just a thing or whatever the case may be. You need to look at that person this is the person that afforded you to buy this $50 million mansion, this $5 million mansion, $1 million mansion, whatever you live in as the employer, excuse me. But again, as I was saying before, I don't refer to my employees as employee. I call them friends. We have friends that work with us. You understand? Because like I know for a fact that, and that's why I thank God for me going through everything I went through in my life, to look at life through this microscope and look at it from a whole different perspective. If it wasn't for the hard-working people, the employees, that's going out there to bust their ass and do them collections and do this and go out there on the street, get in how they live, and make sure these jobs have whatever they have and have all this liquid capital. And liquid capital, for those of you that don't mean, to have actual cash that they can put their hands on. If it wasn't for them, you won't have shit. You can't rule out the little people. You can't rule out the janitors. You can't rule out the person that's keeping the stocks in your company. And not the stock market, but I'm talking about the stock, who does all the stock and who does all the ordering for the supplies, etc. You can't overlook them, because if it wasn't for them, you won't have nothing, which means you won't get no business, which means you won't have no money, no capital, no cash. So all I'm saying is, man, as a business owner, when you're in position, and a lot of y'all already in position, but y'all so goddamn greedy and so selfish to where it's not even fucking funny. Take care of your employees, man. Take care of your friends. Take care of your people that's making your company turn, making those wheels turn. And you know, this goes out to everyone. And like I said, it is not with no disrespect to no one, but it is what it is, because at the end of the day, wealthy person who owns the business, rich person, this or whatever case may be, one thing for certain and guaranteed in this life, you won't be able to take damn motherfucking penny with you when it's time to check out. And you best believe God is watching. God is checking, Xing off for all the ones that want to screw over the people purposely, because of your selfishness and your greed. You understand? To where you just don't give a damn about if this employee that you making come to work every single day care if they eat or have their next meal, or if their lights on, or if their children eating. As long as you bring your ass to work, that's all they give a fuck about. You're going to answer for that. I guarantee you're going to answer for that. And if you think you ain't going to answer for that in this lifetime, guess what? Karma going to come back and get your kids, bitch. Karma gonna come get your grandkids. That's why a lot of you motherfuckers born with all these it's possible now. It's possible why a lot of y'all born with certain diseases, illnesses, retardation, you know, because of what your that's what karma is. For some of you don't understand or how this thing work or whatever, because that's a whole nother episode that I'm gonna do next about reincarnation and what I believe and how karma is, why some kids are born crippled and with all type of illnesses and whatever the case may be, because your grandfather and or grandmother or whoever else, that evil person that was in your family, was just a cold piece of shit, and now you suffering for it, and you're gonna continue to suffer for it. It's called karma, people. But to make a long story short, because I'm gonna get ready to cut off this video in about 15 more seconds, just make sure y'all take care of y'all friends, man. The employees, employers, pay, man. Break off. You're not gonna lose no business or whatever. You actually gonna get more business. Not only that, the employee gonna make sure that you don't lose for shit. Because if you don't lose and you win, we all win. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I'll holler. Make sure y'all subscribe to Life Through a Microscope. I love y'all very much. I will see y'all shortly with another video. But back to the boogie. All right then. Okay now. Bye bye then.